popularly known as KDIC. The corporation recently increased the protected sum from the previous 100,000 shillings to 500,000 shillings per account. This is the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. In effect, the corporation now covers 99% of the depositors in the unlikely event of a closure of a bank. So KDIC encourages the depositors to continue doing business with our banks that are strong and resilient.
Be sure, check out for a KDIC sticker in your banking hall. KDIC, protecting your deposits.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, in partnership with eCitizen, brings you a self-service platform for management of political parties membership. At the click of a button, you can now check the political party you are registered in as a member, resign from a political party, or join a political party of choice. Simply log into your eCitizen account, select your preferred service, fill in the details, then submit. You will receive a system acknowledgement of your request, and an eCitizen system notification will be issued once the processing is complete. ORPP is committed to serve you to promote political rights in a democratic multi-party system. For more information, visit www.orpp.or.ke or engage us using our handles at ORPP Kenya across social media platforms. Your party, your choice.
Been vaccinated, you will not access government services, and not just government services, including what you would say is your daily routine, matatus, going to churches, those who club, you will not be able to if you're not vaccinated. That is at least according to the Ministry of Health. We have details lined up for you tonight, and Serfine Achieng is back.
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's good to be back. Yeah. And tonight also on Sunday Express, we continue with our series on relationships. Today, we are going to be having sort of what we call the men edition. Tonight, we want to talk about some of those habits and characters that probably would drive your partner away, things that women just find annoying or deal breakers for women in relationships. I know many are going to be asking, what about women? Yeah, so yeah, this is why you need to be watching this space. There's a lot coming up, but that is our focus tonight. I will be having that conversation with my guest tonight, Doreen Katiba Achieng. 24 years in marriage. She has a lot to tell us. Absolutely. A lot of lessons that she's going to be sharing with us tonight. She is a relationship and marriage expert. That conversation coming later in this broadcast.
You know, obviously when you mentioned about, focusing on men, I thought the conversation would be favoring us, but then the angle you take, quite interesting, and we'll be here to listen and know what turns women off. The highlights are up next.
Everybody seeking in-person government services should be fully vaccinated and proof of vaccination availed by December 21st, 2021.
New vaccine mandate.
Government services to be restricted to only those who have been vaccinated against COVID-19.
Strengthening the CBC.
Treasury releases some 4 billion shillings for the competency-based curriculum infrastructure program.
And the undying love for TV.
Kenyans express their unending love for television on World TV Day.
All right, welcome to the broadcast and begin the conversation online at KBC Channel 1 at Serfine_Achieng at Kioria. Tonight our sign language interpreter is Byron Abuli. My name is Serfine Achieng Ouma.
And my name is John Jacob Kioria. Welcome to the broadcast. From the 21st of December 2021, you'll be required to be fully vaccinated to access government services or even enter establishments such as bars and restaurants.
Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says this is the only way to minimize severe infections and hospitalization, while at the same time avoiding a shutdown of the country. That story begins our bulletin tonight.
Access to government services will, from the 21st of December 2021, be restricted to only those who have been vaccinated against COVID-19. Without the jab, you will be denied in-person access to KRA services, education, immigration services, hospital and prison visitation, NTSA and port services, among others.
Nobody said it is mandatory. If you don't want service in the Ministry of Health, don't come. Nobody is saying that you must be vaccinated. No, absolutely not. All I am saying is that if you want to come to my office at Afia House and I've been fully vaccinated and you don't want to try the phone.
This directive will also apply in public spaces such as national parks and game reserves, bars, hotels and restaurants, and business enterprises serving more than 50 persons a day.
When seeking transport services, clients should A. show proof of vaccination when using domestic flights. B. show proof of vaccination before use of train services. That is SGR. C. show proof of vaccination before boarding buses, matatus, and or regional travelers.
Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says the government will be undertaking a 10-day mass vaccination exercise from the 26th with the aim of administering adequate vaccines to as many people as possible.
Kama unakula chupa ya whiskey, kwa nini uzidungwe? Kama unaweza whiskey, hata hiyo vaccine utaweza. Usijali.
All facilities to demand for vaccination certificates, and if you fail, there'll be penalty on the facility and penalty on the individuals.
There has been low uptake of the COVID-19 vaccine since the curfew was lifted, especially in counties such as Siaya, Meru, Bungoma, Busia, Migori, Kakamega and Homa Bay. Meanwhile, the ministry says that teenagers aged 15 years and above will be eligible to receive the Pfizer vaccine.
The government says that the recent directive on vaccination is the only sure way to protect its people against severe infection and hospitalization, while at the same time avoiding a shutdown of the economy. Nancy Okware, Sunday Express.
Yeah.
Good strategy there by government to ensure that everything, everybody is vaccinated. Now imagining you boarding that matatu to your place, you need to flush out.
I mean, one more essential document that you need to add into your wallet. It's sort of like being caught between a rock and a hard place. It's not mandatory, but of course you cannot access essential services without it. So anyway, still staying on matters COVID-19, Kenya's COVID-19 positivity rate has dropped to 0.7% after 22 people tested positive from 3,191 samples tested in the last 24 hours.
Total confirmed positive cases are now 254,710.
Sadly, 3 deaths were reported, all of them being late deaths reported after conducting audit reports in the months of October and November 2021.
Total fatalities now stand at 5,328 as at November 19th, 2021. Over 6.39 million vaccines had been administered across the country.
Meanwhile, statistics from the Johns Hopkins University indicate that globally over 257 million people have tested positive, while more than 5.15 million have died from the COVID-19 disease.
All right, now let's take this forward. The National Treasury has released an initial 4 billion shillings to the Ministry of Education to commence the first phase of a competency-based curriculum school infrastructure development program. The 4 billion, in addition to 1.2 billion from the Ministry of Education's infrastructure fund, will be spent on the construction of 6,500 classrooms in 6,371 secondary schools across the country. Let's get that report now. Apologies, that story will be running in a few. But let's just get into politics before we come back to that story regarding the education sector. The Luhya Council of Elders has endorsed Raila Odinga as its most preferred candidate. Meeting at the residence of Kakamega County Governor Wycliffe Oparanya, the elders said Raila is the best bet for the community and the country. They said the former premier is an experienced leader capable of bringing all leaders together for the good of the country. Achola Simon has the details.
Former Premier continued with his campaigns in western part of this country, promising the locals that he has their best interest at heart.
Wakati huu serikali iko hapa, unaona wale wanasimama hapa, hiyo ndio serikali ya Kenya mwaka ujao, na mimi nataka nyinyi watu wa Butere mbaki kwa serikali. Mimi nina amri kwamba nitatembea na wewe. Anasimama hapa watu wa Butere, niungane na nyinyi, tusaidiane kupeleka baba State House. Vile siasa 22 inaendelea, ni mnaona ni wanaume ngapi wanaenda kupambana? Ni wanaume ngapi? Ni wanaume ngapi? Ni wanaume ngapi?
And in a major boost to his campaigns in Western Kenya, Luhya Council of Elders threw their weight behind the former premier. The elders insisting that Raila is the best bet for the community and the country as a whole.
Na kama sisi jamii ya Abaluhya wote kujumuisha Kakamega, Busia, Bungoma na Vihiga na Trans Nzoia, sisi wote maoni yetu ni moja. Nataka mtu ambaye anaweza kuongoza na kujumuisha wote kabila zote za Kenya.
Touring different stops in Kakamega County, Odinga said his promise of 6,000 shillings to the jobless and vulnerable was not empty rhetoric. Odinga said the monies will be expended through a social protection fund, just like in developed countries. He also promised to seal all loopholes being used by corrupt individuals to siphon public funds.
Pale hao watu wanapenya naye kwa hazina yetu na kuiba pesa yetu. Unajua hao majambazi, hao matapeli, mimi najua.
Raila also promised to revive defunct industries in Western Kenya, even as he blamed some leaders of blocking the privatization of the sugar sector for their own personal gains.
Sawa, tutahakikisha kwamba viwanda ambaye ziko zinafanya kazi na wakulima wanapata afueni. Kule tulipokuwa kule Kitale iko ni shida ya mahindi. Hapa ni shida ya sukari na miwa. Tutarekebisha haya yote ili watu wetu waweze kutembea na majivuno, wapate pesa kwa mifuko yao.
Na sisi wote tuko na shida, lakini shida yetu kubwa ambayo imetusumbua ni shida ya viongozi ambayo wamekuwa brokers.
Raila will take his Azimio la Umoja campaign to West Pokot County on Monday. Achola Simon for Sunday Express, Kakamega County.
Right, let's stay on the political note. A section of leaders allied to the Deputy President William Ruto has said Kenyans will not be swayed by those pushing for the presidency of ODM leader Raila Odinga.
Yeah, he said certain opinion polls in favor of Raila will not have a bearing on next year's elections. Let's have a look at that story.
MP said Odinga's financiers will be in for Ruto because Kenyans will make independent choices devoid of external pressure.
We are telling those guys in the deep state and those who own media houses and those who call themselves Mount Kenya Foundation, you cannot change the perception that UDA is the party of choice.
Hatutaki siasa ya sarakasi na hatutaki siasa ya fujo. Watu wajiuzie sera zao, wananchi wasikize na wa make decision.
The leaders said Kenyans should be left to choose their leaders without any form of coercion.
And we are telling those who are pushing Raila Odinga, we will beat him in 2022 by 2 million votes.
Na sasa hiyo opinion poll wanatuambia Nairobi ishakati ni 100%. Na nataka niwaambie hata Kiambu ni 100% William Ruto na UDA.
Wale ndugu zetu wengine wanatuambia ati kwanza twende tupange kubadilisha katiba, ati tuongeze mamlaka ya viongozi, ati tuongeze vyeo ya viongozi. Mimi ninawaambia jameni, ngojeni kwanza tupange ajira ya hawa vijana.
The leaders further appealed to President Uhuru Kenyatta not to impose a dinga on Kenyans. They spoke in Maragua, Murang'a County, where they addressed residents in the company of the Deputy President and Area MP Mary Ouma. Yusufar reporting for Sunday Express.
From Murang'a now, let's head over to Nakuru County, where the One Kenya Alliance says it will not give in to external pressure to name a presidential flag bearer.
On Sunday, the principals maintained they will not be rushed into picking the best among equals, urging Kenyans to trust the One Kenya Alliance to rise to the occasion when the time is right.
Serfine has the details of Oka's charm offensive in Naivasha and Justin Muturi's quests for political freedom.
The One Kenya Alliance principals visited Naivasha on Sunday. Amid mounting pressure on the parties to nominate a presidential flag bearer, the principals cooling heels assuring their supporters that they will soon decide on who will lead the alliance into the 2022 presidential contest.
Mweke wanaoka kwa kichungi, mweke wengine kwa kichungi, alafu hatimaye nyinyi wenyewe mtaamua ni nani ambaye mnataka aongoze taifa.
Hatujachelewa. Mwaka 2007 kampeni zilipamba moto August na uchaguzi ulikuwa Disemba. Mwaka 2013 na 17 haikuwa kampeni inaanza mwaka mmoja kabla.
Tuanze kuangalia mbele, tuanze kuangalia nyuma, tuanze kuangalia taifa liko wapi, linatoka wapi na linaelekea wapi.
Sisi katika One Kenya Alliance, hii One Kenya Alliance ndio inaona mbali.
There has been some disquiet within the alliance that the principals and parties are speaking in different political voices. The principals urged Kenyans to make wise choices at the ballot. And as political realignments continue to take shape ahead of the 2022 general elections, Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, has warned Kenyans not to be caged into one political party.
My main message is let us be in a party which identifies with our interests, our problems, the problems of our region, problems of our people.
Muturi says folding small political parties to form one strong party was not only ill-informed but also a killer of democracy. He noted that those advocating for the formation of one political party were playing underhand tactics that might end up cornering some hopefuls. Meanwhile, Treasury Cabinet Secretary Kioria has urged communities from pastoral regions to support the opium movement.
Tutafuata utaratibu ya rais, lakini pia tuko na lengo. Lengo letu ni kuhudumia na kusimamia watu wetu ambao kwa miaka zaidi ya 70 wamebaki nyuma ya maendeleo.
Tani says OPIA is designed to speak to the needs of the pastoral communities. Serfine for Sunday Express.
Well, it's time for us to take a breather on Sunday Express, but don't go too far. We have a lot coming up for you, including that conversation on what turns women off when it comes to
how
men.
You put it though, but yeah, that is what we will be discussing after the break. We're talking about the deal breakers in a relationship tonight. It is the men's edition. We just want to understand from the women, what is it that they cannot tolerate, something that they cannot tolerate in a relationship. Let the men sit down, relax. We are coming back with that particular conversation. Doreen Katiba Achieng is in studio. She will be breaking that down for us. But on social media already, Stephen Otiwa Mwalimu, you say mpango wa kando is a no-no. Michael Okumu, you say, okay, you're just appreciating and looking forward. And then we have Rosa Aisha, is also talking about a man who is stingy is a no-no. Okay.
All right. And Father Gidenji from the Nyeri Archdiocese, the Catholic Church, says hi and also watching.
All right. Thank you so much, Father, for watching. We are coming back after this break with much more, so don't go too far.
The Kenya Medical Training College will hold its 90th graduation ceremony on December 2nd, 2021 at KMTC Graduation Square, Nairobi from 10 a.m. A mandatory graduation fee of 2,500 Kenya shilling is payable on or before 30th November 2021 to National Bank via the details on your screen. Adorning graduation gown will be optional, and graduates wishing to get one can visit KMTC headquarters in Nairobi from 15th to 29th November 2021. Join the event on the KMTC YouTube channel at KMTC Official. Visit www.kmtc.ac.ke for more information on the graduation, training programs, and application procedure. KMTC, training for better health.
Log on to the KBC website at www.kbc.co.ke to get the latest breaking news, entertainment, sports, politics, lifestyle or business trends from Kenya and around the world. Never miss new episodes from your favorite TV shows, reruns and movies. Just stream online or watch live on your YouTube channel at KBC Channel 1 TV shows. For the day's biggest stories, trustworthy news and family entertainment, log on to KBC Channel 1. Watch what you want anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, moving on, we cross over into the world of education. The National Treasury has released an initial 4 billion shillings to the Ministry of Education to commence the first phase of the competency-based curriculum school infrastructure development program.
The 4 billion, in addition to 1.2 billion shillings from the Ministry of Education's infrastructure fund, will be spent on the construction of 6,500 classrooms in 6,371 secondary schools across the country.
Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha says the government remains committed to the smooth transition of grade 6 learners to junior secondary school in January 2023. In a statement to Newsroom Sunday, Magoha said the Ministry of Education has in its war chest a 5.2 billion shilling budget to begin constructing classrooms that will house the learners. Magoha said a multi-agency team comprising the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government and other state agencies has developed a roadmap of implementation of the project. The CBC Infrastructure Development Program is being implemented under the Kenya Economic Stimulus Package using local contractors within the vicinity of the secondary schools to tap local skills and enhance economic opportunities. Contractors had by November 12, 2021 been registered with the Deputy County Commissioners of the respective sub-counties at no cost. For Sunday Express, I am Edward Kabasa.
And now the National Safety and Transport Authority, NTSA, is calling on Kenyans to exercise caution on the roads as they head towards the festive season.
Speaking during the handover of assistive devices for accident victims at the National Spinal Injury Referral Hospital to commemorate the Victims of Road Traffic Injuries Day, the association's Deputy Director of Road Safety, Dr. Duncan Kibogong, noted that the festive season is the peak period for accidents countrywide, calling on Kenyans to exercise personal responsibility.
It was a welcome reprieve for the crash victims at the National Spinal Injury Referral Hospital after they received 16 specialized wheelchairs for spinal injury patients, crutches and tripods to ease their mobility. The victims shared their life-changing accounts but at the same time encouraged each other to adjust to their new normal.
Mimi nilisikia sauti ya tire kubust, then ile sauti ya calfat. Kutokea hapo nikakuwa unconscious. Kumbe tulikanyaga the calfat, tukaroll, gari ikaenda kusimama. Nikaweza kuumia kwa kichwa, mahali ambapo mnaona kuna mkato uliopo kwa kichwa. Hapo nilikuwa nimefinyiliwa na roof ya gari.
So I started getting panicked. Will I be also lonely with no people around me? What next will I be doing?
Sio mimi wa kwanza kukalia wheelchair wala sijakuwa mwisho, si ndio? So kwa nini nilishikwa na stress? Silikuwa accept.
I pray to God for one thing, to make me understand between what I can and what I cannot, and to give me patience to live with what I cannot do. Like if I fall out of this wheelchair now, it's a fact I cannot pull myself out of there to the wheelchair, but anybody can come and pick me. That shouldn't bother me.
Getting a spinal cord injury, it will only be end of life when you don't accept yourself.
The hospital's Deputy Director of Medical Services, however, called for the devolution of the facility to other counties due to an ever-growing list of victims waiting to be admitted in the facility for treatment.
We only have 30 beds to rehabilitate the whole country, and not only the country, because we receive patients from both East Africa and even as far as Central Africa. A patient will come here, he will take a minimum of 3 months occupying that same bed, and it's only after that 3 months when another patient can be able to be admitted. Meanwhile, those patients are waiting in our counties, in Kenyatta National Hospital and in other facilities.
NTSA's Deputy Director of Road Safety calling on Kenyans to exercise personal responsibility on the roads in line with this year's theme Low Speed, saying everyone has a role to play in road safety.
Up to 30 to 40% of road traffic crashes in this country, one or the other one, there's an element of speeding.
The National Council for Persons with Disability Leadership promised to walk the journey with the victims and support them not only until they are discharged from the facility. The crash victims were urged to be accepting of their situation and embrace therapy which aids recovery. Yusufar reporting for Sunday Express.
Thank you, Yusuf Farah, for that report. Stay safe as we head over into the festive season. Now, today also was World TV Day. Since 1996, November 21st has been observed as the World Television Day.
The day is used to commemorate the date on which the first World Television Forum was held.
Since then, a lot has changed over the years, and TV has gained popularity, found its way into more households, and continues to shape opinion. Our reporter Stephanie Amondi with details.
The United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 21st November as World Television Day in recognition of the increasing impact television has on decision-making. According to the UN, TV has brought the world's attention to conflicts and threats to peace and security. In Kenya, TV has been a great source of entertainment and information throughout the COVID-19 pandemic period. The curtailing of the movement saw the rise of home-based learning, be it religious or formal education.
Siku hizi unapata wanajifundisha vitu zingine kama weekend, tunaona show tofauti, unapata news, zile vitu vimefanyika mbalimbali, na watch ball. Si kama huko nyuma labda ulikuwa unapata habari labda kwa jirani.
TV is very important to me. One is for entertainment. It informs us. And even for preaching, we get the word of God from TV. Nowadays, we get since the church has not opened fully, we get a lot of word from the TV.
Stephen Oundo sells TV sets within the Nairobi Central Business District. He says TV has made a lot of impact in his life.
Siku ikuwa nzuri tunaweza uza hata TV kama 5, 10. Inategemea vile siku iko.
Joshua Solomon says television has for a long time been his source of entertainment and has a word for those who are yet to own it.
Vijana ambao wana TV wanapitwa na mambo mingi sana. Juu sasa kuna vitu ambazo kwa TV huwezi pata katika radios, hizo stations. By the way inaweza one-fice kama mtu ana ajaribu tu apate moja hata kama ni alone.
In major cities such as Nairobi, billboards too are gradually going digital, choosing motion over pictures in the race for consumer attention.
As the world advances in technology, access to TV is becoming as easy as buying a loaf of bread. What next? Time will tell. I am Stephanie Amondi for Sunday Express.
The evolving aspect of technology and television and its contribution to life.
A lot has changed indeed. I remember those days when there was only one TV in the whole village. And guys would come and it would be like a political rally as they watch favorite programs like wrestling and you know, the good old days.
All right. In a story that could coincide with Serfine's interview tonight, they say he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
After 50 years of marriage, a couple in Bahati, Nakuru County, has decided to share their love story with friends and neighbors.
78-year-old Peter Donge and his 75-year-old wife Sarah Waboi renewed vows, telling all and sundry that love is real and marriage works.
In the sleepy village of Kiamunyeki, Bahati sub-county, the sky is awash with streaks of blue and the streets are painted red with song and dance, a celebration of the undying love between 78-year-old Peter Ndonge and his 75-year-old wife, Sarah Wamboi. Sarah's eyes lit up with excitement while Peter's imminent joy can be seen in the sway of his calculated steps as they reminisce of the 1971 nuptials. They renew their vows after 50 years together as Sarah listens with fleeting blush and modest grace as Peter cannot choose not to gaze upon her face.
Nakupatia pete hii kama alama kwa msaada wa Mungu. Patia pete hii kama alama tulifunga ndoa.
Theirs is a tale that the young see as a fleeting, lofty dream at a time when all they see is marital strife, divorce and spouse murders. The elderly couple says the secret lies in the ideals of tolerance, mutual understanding and patience.
Na tulikutana naye nikiwa kwa college ya walimu. Na tumekaa naye hiyo miaka yote 50. Na kukaa na mzee miaka 50 sio kazi rahisi. Imenibidi niwe nikimvumilia na yeye anivumilie.
Yaani inatakikana mke na bwana wawe wakihudhuria kanisa ili wawe wakifunzwa.
Marriage counselor Njoroge Githaiga and evangelist George Kagima emphasize the need for counseling to sustain marriages.
Tungependa wale ambao wako katika doa na wanaona doa ikiwa ngumu, ni vizuri waendelee kutafuta counsel ya counselors ili waweze kurudishwa kwa laini wakati mambo yanakuwa magumu katika doa zao.
Weakness ya mwingine inakuwa ndio nguvu yako uweze kumsaidia ili muweze kwenda pamoja.
For Peter and Sarah, here is to infinity of their love. For Sunday Express, I'm Serfine Robbie.
Wow, that's a real wedding right there.
50 years.
50 years.
Yeah, tolerance. The key words, tolerance.
And patience and the need for counseling.
Yeah. Wow.
Sio rahisi. All right, interesting story. We'll be having more of a conversation that revolves around that particular story after the break with my guest Doreen Katibachi, a relationship expert, just to talk about you know, how to make it work. They say marriage work, but how do you make it work exactly? All right, but that will come later. Now we cross over to the counties. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has petitioned the Treasury to suspend 2 managers of the Kenya Ports Authority amid investigations into a suspected container smuggling racket at the port of Mombasa, believed to be depriving Kenya of tax revenues.
These are 2 members of Parliament from Mombasa demanded fairness in the ongoing investigations. Let's have a look at the story.
The MPs, led by Mvita MP Abdul Swamand Nasir and Mishimboko of Likoni, are reading mischief in the manner in which the DCI is handling the matter.
Wakati huo wa hayo matukio yote yanayoambiwa yalifanyika kuhusiana na mambo ya makasha ama makontena, yeye alikuwa amepelekwa kule Kisumu na alikuwa anafanya kazi kule Kisumu. Na hapa bandari kulikuwa na watu wengine waliokuwa pale wakishughulika katika ile position ambaye yeye aliregeshwa kuifanya. Sasa itakuwaje wale waliokuwa katika hiyo position hawakuweza kuitwa kwa DCI, hawajaweza kutuhumiwa kwa mambo haya, lakini wanaotuhumiwa wengine ambao hawakuwa pale.
The DCI, however, reckons the 2 managers could interfere with the ongoing probe of the racket involving release of containers through a manual system which allows for cargo to exit the port without taxes being paid. Elsewhere, the move by the proposed SACCO bill that seeks to have external people manage SACCOs in the country has been castigated. Speaking during Unison SACCO Special AGM, Chairman James Mohaindi said that SACCOs in the country have been run by officials elected from the membership, and introducing non-members to run will be ill-advised.
Tungesema sisi tungetaka kukaa vile tulizoea, board waruhusiwe wafanye mambo yao, society iruhusiwe kuchagua watu wao. Hao appointee ambao serikali inasema itakuja kuwachagua wakae nje.
The bill has proposed that the government will have at least 2 officials who will be overseeing the management of each SACCO, a move rejected by cooperators. Jacqueline Masharia for Sunday Express.
Well, it's time for a second breather so that Serfine Achieng will be up next with that interview, so don't go too far.
Right. Interesting views coming on social media. One lady by the name Rosa Kenyas just said something interesting that I found unique. Lack of vision as one of the things that just...
Wow.
You know, if you lack vision as a man, that's it. I mean, that's a deal breaker.
Or you could have a vision but no clarity of vision.
That's a deal breaker. Now, that's a lady who thinks big. Okay. We'll be coming back with that conversation after the break. Do stay with us.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties is a model regulator of political parties mandated to register political parties, regulate political parties, and administer the political parties fund.
Your Majesty, Yessian is definitely testing the waters. I bet he has other plans.
You've been spoiled. How dare you talk back when I'm lecturing you?
And ORPP is committed to serve you to promote political rights in a democratic multi-party system.
Babe, ni nani?
Uninvited guest, baby.
Huwezi kukuhakikishia kuumia au kutoumia. Umuhimu atakuwa hai.
I am a professional businessman. Na kufahamu tena vizuri sana.
We want to talk to him now.
Hana! Hana? Haya, hana nini unaye? Mimi pia sina.
Welcome back to Sunday Express. So what is the deal breaker when it comes to men? Serfine Achieng is up next on the other side of the studio with the interview. Serfine.
All right, the time is now. This topic, you're a bit careful with it, Kioria. So I want you to sit, relax, and follow. This is the men's edition, and we just want to talk to the men from a lady's point of view. What are some of those habits, characters, and things that men do that deliberately or they may not even intend, that just drive women away? You could be in a relationship and these are things that your partner cannot stand. These are things that are annoying to women. And you ask yourself, what is the problem with every woman that I have been with? So we are here to just have a candid conversation around the deal breakers in a relationship. The ladies' edition is coming very soon, so keep watching this space. We just begin with the men because they are they carry the mantle. They lead the way when it comes to relationships. So tonight I'll be having this conversation together with Doreen Katiba Achieng. Doreen is a gospel artist. She's a wife, a mother of 3 big boys, a mentor, counselor, married for 24 years, and I can go on and on. But one thing that stands out is that she has a lot that she can teach us about the issues we're discussing when it comes to marriage and relationships. Thank you so much for creating time for us.
Welcome. It's a pleasure being here.
Good to have you as well.
Yeah.
I want us to start, this conversation by sort of like laying it bare. There are people who get confused when we are talking about red flags and deal breakers. What's the big difference between these two?
Red flag is like a warning. I'm putting it simple. And a deal breaker, as I was doing my research, a deal breaker is when you're having an agreement over an issue. It's an issue or a factor. And when you are discussing, maybe we want to sign a contract, and there's something that you say or want to put down that puts me off, it sort of changes the whole perspective of what we want to lay down. So it is not so much as in a warning, but it's a sign that things are not going to be very well.
So give us examples. Here we want it to be as simple as possible.
Yes.
For us to understand the difference. When I'm talking about red flags, what is it that I'm looking at?
We say the red flag is like a warning. You are dating. I know you're married. So let's say you are dating. And once in a while, the man wants to push you, rough you up. And then you're like, what's happening? He says, I'm sorry. I was just annoyed. And it keeps happening. And you keep tolerating. That's a red flag. That man is abusive. So one of the red flags is abuse. It can be emotional. It can be physical. It can be financial. I have a problem. I need finances. Maybe I need a loan from you. You are my partner. You are my man to be. And I need help from you. I can never find it. That's a red flag. It will never happen. So eventually, most people when they settle into marriage, they look back and say, actually, this thing was always there, but I never noticed. Let me use another one. Some ladies, when I was sharing, they said infidelity. Infidelity can be emotional, can be physical also. The emotional attachment. People say having an affair is just being together sexually. No. Even emotional, you are so close to this person, you are always doing things together, you are always sharing. It's like you are so intimate. Infidelity is just being intimate with somebody. So that's a red flag.
All right.
So when your person is like this, be careful.
All right. We'll get to some examples of the deal breakers in the course of this conversation. That's why we are having this sit down. But on the onset, at what point or when should the couple have a conversation about deal breakers? Or is it even necessary for you to have an official conversation about the deal breakers, or you meet it along the way?
Let me put it this way. When I notice you and I'm interested in you, I have seen things which I like. And as I do my study, when you're investigating the person you're interested in, that is the study I'm talking about. You will ask people, how is she? How is he? She likes this, she doesn't like this. So somehow you have a list. And then now when you gather the courage and now you tell this person, can we go out? And you start going out. there's no problem with telling the person, by the way, I like going to church. I like going out to rave, for those who rave. I like visiting Ushago every December. I am actually giving you my list of the things I like doing now as a not me. So I am uncomfortable when 1, 2, 3, 4 is done to me. So automatically when you're getting into a relationship, you are aware of.
So you're supposed to have this conversation early in advance.
Yes.
You tell your partner that if you do this, this is a deal breaker for me.
It puts me off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think we sort of overlook that, you know, when love is in the air and, you know?
Many times. Because we are so in love. They say you are so in love until you are blind. So you don't notice. Because you just like what you are seeing. You are like, he will change. He will change. He will change. They never change.
All right. I want us to now, just go into what we wanted to discuss tonight about these things that men do that they may not be aware that these are things that, put women off. And I know we cannot complete this list. It's long, and on social media, guys are still, just adding on to that particular list. Yeah. Annoying things that women cannot stand in a relationship. I just want you to take us through what you've, gathered.
Let me. People are sending me messages, and some which I gather, and some which I know, and some which I see. One of them is dirty socks, smelly feet. I have boys, remember? You've met them in the other show. And I always tell them, ladies like men who smell nice. I tell them every day. So make sure your feet don't smell and your mouth doesn't smell.
So hygiene. Personal hygiene.
Wash your hands. In this era of masks, there are those who don't even brush their teeth. Who cares? Nimeva a mask. I'm not talking to anybody. So we like men who are smart. Everybody was also almost sending me that. Waambie tunapenda wanaume wasafi. Secondly, I had your fellow presenter mention it, stingy.
Yeah, that was a comment from one of our viewers. Actually, in her words, mkonogam.
Mkonogamu here does not mean I want your money. No. I just want to notice that once in a while unaweza toboka. You are easy to deal with when it comes to the wallet.
But the moment you sit down with a guy and you've just started dating, and then you put that as a deal breaker, that the moment I'm not receiving any financial appreciation or support from you, that's a deal breaker. Won't you come out as a materialistic?
No. You don't mention that. There are things to mention and things which you get into and notice. And when you go out, he'll keep saying, babe, si utalipa. You're paying. So I'm the one who is always paying for the matatu or the Uber. That's a stingy guy. He might be testing you, but if it goes beyond twice, be careful. He will never pay for anything.
But then I thought, these deal breakers, you need to be very candid with them and tell your partner that 1, 2, 3 things, this is like a boundary for me. If you cross this boundary, then this relationship is no longer viable. If you don't tell him that you like to be treated in a certain way, you like once in a while that he buys you gifts, or he takes the lead in paying for the bills, how will he know?
Let me tell you something.
We are living in an era of gender equality, women empowerment. I mean, I pay, you pay.
Who tells you the minute you want to date her, she tells you, you are the man. You are meant to be taking care of me. Yeah. So if you're not able to do that, then I don't think we have something going. So any man who wants to date her, she tells him, you are the man. Are you able to be in charge? And he says, yes. So when you go out, you pay. She doesn't pay.
But women have been asking for empowerment.
That's the thing.
And now it's
but
here.
This one says she feels like when you are paying, you are showing her that you are concerned. Yeah, you are thinking of her. But when she keeps paying as much as we want to be, equality, it reaches a point where I will be paying. Okay, let me digress. There are those who say they started paying until now. The man is just waiting for her to pay the kids' school fees, the house rent. He's also working and earning, but they don't know where his money goes. And he does not have a mpango kando.
So what should guide a couple when it comes to the financial management? How far does the woman go and how far does the man go?
Because before marriage.
and even after marriage, just if you can summarize that for us, because that financial issue is also another aspect, you know.
Yeah, it's a
if
problem.
If we are not aware of our roles financially in this relationship, then how do we move? What should be done?
It's good to have an agreement. We are not married. We are not even staying together. We are just going out. We are, you know, you go out first and then you start courting. Courting does not start when you agree that I'm in love with you. Can we get married? No. We are checking each other. In that process, you need to sit down and agree. When we go out, once in a while, now my friend is watching, the one who says you take care of me, because she says she's old-fashioned. But those who say they're not old-fashioned, when you're in a relationship, you need to sit down and agree. Once in a while when we go out, who will be paying? Will we be paying 50-50 or I will be paying every day? So you can say sometimes I want to go out, but I'm not able. Babe, see, leo unaweza lipa. Agree. But since you don't have any investment together so far, why should we agree on that I'll be paying house rent? You can buy for me a gift. I can buy for you a gift. I can surprise you. It's okay.
So after marriage, it changes.
Not after marriage. When now you accept that we want to get married, then now you sit down. That is now where the counseling comes in. I've just watched the show where the married couple, 78 and 75.
The story.
And the mzee was saying, the person he was talking about counseling, you know. See a counselor. When you go for marriage counseling, they will tell me about how you're going to handle your finances.
All right. There's one thing that I want you to talk about as a counselor. Ladies are concerned about lack of vision.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Yeah, I mean, how crucial is it for a man to have vision, to have direction?
Someone sent a message that says, Sema, they are spineless.
Wow, okay.
Okay, spineless is a bit different. They're running together, sort of. Let me say spineless first. There's a problem, the man is just there. The lady wants not muscles, but somebody who is in charge. If your friends want to rough him up, she wants to see him say something like, excuse me, be careful, this is my woman. But there are those who are just, Sasa, what will we do about it? Yeah.
They can't step in and protect you.
The lack of vision.
Yeah.
I have a very good example, I'll not mention here. They finish high school together, they go to college, the man gets a job, first degree, he is satisfied. The lady wants to continue growing. She asks, babe, don't you think you can enroll for that master's course? I'm okay, there's no problem. She says he has no vision because as she climbs the ladder, he's on the same space. You keep telling him, I saw land in Syokimau, can we buy it? We are comfortable paying for the city council house. Don't you think we should invest in maybe a business? We are okay. He is satisfied. Lack of vision.
Is there a role that the woman can play though? Because they say that he who finds a wife
finds a good thing. Yeah, and a good wife comes from God.
Yeah, so
they say
is there a role that a woman can play to support the man when it comes to building his vision?
That's the word. Yeah. The Bible says, I am his helpmeet.
Yeah.
Help, meet. My work is to help you meet something for us. So my work as the wife or the woman is to support your man towards his goals, towards your goals. So if the woman also has no vision, we are going back to the Bible. Remember the Proverbs 31 woman. Those things are many.
All right.
But they normally say you can just pick one out of her many and concentrate on that one gem from that woman, not all of them.
As we're about to wrap up, I want you to talk about something that touches on mpango wa kando. It's been a very big deal that many women have raised as one of the turn-offs in many relationships. Others would physically step out, others would emotionally disconnect. They are there physically, but they disconnected emotionally. Talk to us about this problem as well.
It's a monster. Just tell me, how do you want me to go about it? Because it's a big topic.
Yeah, I just want you to talk about the things that pushes men to probably step aside and look for other options. Maybe women can learn from this particular subject. And also for men, how hurtful is this on their families and on their relationships?
I think the main problem here is lack of communication. When there's a communication breakdown, anything can crop into your marriage. And another thing, not spending time together with your partner or with your family. Because you know, when I don't spend time with you, we cannot be friends. Even if we were, we lose that touch. And so when you spend time with somebody more than the person, your partner, you can easily, they say infidelity is not a mistake, it's a choice. Yeah. It does not just happen that I'm sorry I met her and it happened. No, it's a choice that you say I'm going to do this, and it is a pattern. So if you look at the pattern, not spending time, not there for your family, busy with other people, eventually you start, even if something was ugly, but you see it so many times, it starts looking nice. So that is where mpango wa kando comes in. Another thing we just mentioned about the people who say a lack of vision. I'm now talking about the woman. The man is not planning to grow. So the woman will find a man here who is so ambitious, and she's, you know, the way women are attracted to power. He might be powerful financially or just strength and all the way his character. So she will keep looking at this person saying, I wish mine was like that. And slowly you start admiring
this person.
So that is where the choice comes in. You decide.
Okay. The list is endless.
It's long,
of course,
it's
always.
Long. We need the whole day.
We need the whole day to discuss this. But anyway, on Sunday Express, we just put a comma, and we may be picking this up in the near future. Thank you. I know so far you've gathered 1 or 2, 3 things that can help you as a man know how to treat your woman better next time. My name is Serfine Achieng. Of course, the bulletin still continues. John Jacob Kioria is coming up on the other side with the latest from the world of sports.
Thank you.
Not the commonplace auction.
I've been successful. We have purchased 3 of them. One jet, another one cargo, another one local flights.
But why would anyone want to buy a junk plane?
We brought up this plane so that maybe we come up with something new. At least we have something new, maybe in Kenya, or I can say East Africa.
Join me, Nisi Mano, this Monday on Prime Edition.
Welcome to the home of the fastest line, boosted odds, the best bonuses, instant payouts, push, and even cashback. Odibets, bet extraordinary.
Time for sports now. Equity Bank women basketball team showed a sparkling performance and claimed a 53-51 points win over Hoops of Rwanda in a FIBA Africa Zone 5 Club Championship match that was played at the National Indoor Stadium, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Equity led 15-12 and 12-8 in the opening 2 quarters before the Hoops led 18-5 in the third. A spirited fight in the decisive quarter by the Kenyan champions saw them lead 18-15, giving them an edge in a close finish. It was the second victory for the Bankers, who rolled off their campaign with a 53-33 victory over Rwanda. Energy Group Equity will next face Gladiators Sunday evening. And our Africa Zone 3 super heavyweight gold medalist Eli Ajowi trounced Brian Omondi in an entertaining final bout as the curtains came down on the Jamal Cup boxing tournament at Charter Hall, Nairobi. The second edition of a Jamal Cup boxing tournament is slated for December 8th to 11th in Kisumu County.
Africa Zone 3 super heavyweight gold medalist Eli Ajowi came into the bout aiming to prove his superiority in the category. Despite early exchanges, Brian Omondi could not cope with the hard-hitting Ajowi. The center referee was forced to stop the bout in the third round to hand Ajowi the victory. 2015 African Championship gold medalist Nick Okoth proved his prowess in his category after knocking out John Mwanzia of Githurai 44 in the first round. The hit squad captain was voted the best male boxer, Amina Martha the best female boxer, while Helen Wanjiro was voted the best referee and judge.
Referee na coaches wanafaa kwa kitu moja. Mnafaa muonge one language. Kwa sababu nyinyi ndio mna build box. Mambo hapa hivi kuna juniors zinakuja. Ta break out kama mjapo kitu moja aje. So it's up to you guys. Mko kitu moja, mjaribu to break box. Sio kazi yetu.
The second edition of the Jamal Cup boxing tournament is slated for December 8th to 11th in Kisumu County. The tournament will be used to select the national team for the Africa Championship and Women World Championship. The Africa Championship is slated for January 2022, while the Women World Championship will be held in March in Istanbul, Turkey.
And now the team of Henry Kamuti, Deep Shah, Joseph Karanja and Chirag Shah carded an impressive combined score of 115 points to emerge the winners of a first leg of a Johnny Walker Golf Series held at Vetlab Sports Club. Their nearest challenger was the team comprising Priscilla Karobia, Richunde, Cleopas Bor and Mark Karobia, who scored a combined 113 points to claim the runner-up position. Claiming the third and final qualifying position was the team of Caroline Mogoko, Onesmus Kibuna, Philip Gao and Anik Patel, who scored a combined total of 108 points. The top three teams' stellar performance have seen them become the first sides to qualify for the next round of a series dubbed Road to Glenegos. And in what could excite Manchester United fans depending on where you sit, English Premier League side Manchester United have sacked manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer following Saturday's 4-1 defeat at Watford. The club have won just one of their past 7 Premier League matches and are 7th in the table, 12 points behind leaders Chelsea. First team coach Michael Carrick has been placed in temporary charge while United seek an interim manager to the end of the season. The club's recent run of poor form includes a 5-0 thrashing by Liverpool on October 24th and a 2-0 loss to Manchester City on November 6th.
A little bit of fire here from United fans. He's doing what he feels is the right thing to come thank the travelling fans. I think you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. He's obviously going over there and they started to criticise him, and then you see Bruno behind him. He's saying not him, not only him, all of us, collective. It's about all of us. Now that's not the time to protect your manager. The time to protect your manager is when during the 90 minutes run around, stop.
Time for us to put a cap on Sunday Express. An interesting conversation on Sunday Express tonight. If you pay for Uber once, twice, a guy will never pay for it.
We never pay for anything. There are no chances there. You walk out, run for your life, lady. But anyway, that conversation really educative. And guess what? My dad was watching. I hope he's a proud father.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Just to send a shout out there. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching, and for those who took time to interact with us on social media. We do not take that for granted. My name is Serfine Achieng Ouma, and our sign language interpreter has been Byron Aboli.
And my name is John Jacob Kioria. Our hope is that the series continues next Sunday. Probably finish up on men, and then finally we can talk about women.
We hit the women.
Yeah? Have yourself a good night and enjoy your
Coming
week.
up, watch the space.
Not the commonplace auction.
We have been successful. We have purchased 3 of them. One jet, another one cargo, another one local flights.
But why would anyone want to buy a junk plane?
We brought up this plane so that maybe we come up with something new. At least we have something new, maybe in Kenya, or I can say East Africa.
Join me, Nisi Mano, this Monday on Prime Edition.
Ili kupata skiza tune hii ya Dhiki Huleta Zaburi kwa simu yako, bonyeza *811 *815#.
Na msibabaishwe na yale mnayowapitia, hata yawe magumu kiasi gani, yote yatapita. La msingi ni kuweka tumaini letu kwa Mungu aliyetuumba. Katika kitabu cha Warumi 5:3, wala si hivyo tu, ila mnafurahia katika dhiki pia, mkijua ya kuwa dhiki kazi yake ni kuleta saburi. Amina.
Ili kupata skiza tune hii, bonyeza *811 *815#, *811 *815#.
My name is Muhammad Ahmed Mohamud, the CEO of Kenya Deposit Insurance Corporation, popularly known as KDIC. The corporation recently increased the protected sum from the previous 100,000 shillings to 500,000 shillings per account. This is the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. In effect, the corporation now covers 99% of the depositors in the unlikely event of a closure of a bank. So KDIC encourages the depositors to continue doing business with our banks that are strong and resilient.
Be sure, check out for a KDIC sticker in your banking hall. KDIC, protecting your deposits.
Oya buda, pesa yako. Oya, lipia Ronaldo pia wewe. Unadondoka mwana kakana.
Ni game ya mwisho, multibet ingiane ama ichomeke. Swali ni, utadondoka?
Kati mkana melizwa, shukisha.
Dondoka visimpo na Odime